Have you ever had new leadership come in and suddenly you weren't sure where you stood anymore? Not because anything changed, but because you weren't sure they saw your value. That moment is more common than people admit, especially for professionals in their late 50s and early 60s. People have spent decades building their careers. Hi, I'm Vicki Joern, a financial advocate, helping individuals navigate important financial decisions as life evolves. And this is one of the most quiet transitions I see right now, because this situation doesn't come with an announcement. There's no clear signal, there's no formal conversation, just a shift. The leadership changes, the priorities shift, the conversations feel a little different, and over time, people start asking questions they didn't expect. Am I still part of the long-term plan? Met with a client recently. He said something very direct. Done this for 30 years, and then he paused. I'm just not sure how they see me now. His workload hadn't changed. His experience hadn't changed. His commitment hadn't changed either. But something felt different. And that difference is hard to measure, but easy to feel, especially in the workplace. This is where many professionals find themselves. Still capable, still contributing, but less certain about how they're viewed. And that uncertainty creates pressure. Not loud pressure, it's quiet pressure. Such as, I'll just keep my head down. That's what he said. I don't want to make any waves. I just want to stay a few more years. Not because they lack the confidence, but because they're trying to read the situation. This is where financial thinking needs to shift, because this isn't about predicting what a company will do. It's about understanding what your options are if something changes, and this is so important. When control feels uncertain, clarity becomes very important. And there are three areas that matter most. First, understand your position, not your title, not your role, your position. Where do you stand financially today? That position. What does your income support right now? And how dependent are you on continuing work? Because when you understand your position, uncertainty feels different. Second, flexibility. Because situations like this rarely stay static, some people choose to stay, some transition into consulting roles, and some step back before being pushed. But without clarity, those choices feel limited. With clarity, they become options, and that's a great situation to be in if you've got options. Number three, the third is timing, because this is where most pressure builds. If something changes unexpectedly, decisions can feel rushed, and rushed decisions rarely feel confident. But when someone understands their position clearly, timing becomes more intentional. I'd like to share another story that of someone I met with. I remember someone who said something very simple. I don't need to leave tomorrow, but I don't want to feel stuck. How many of you felt that way? That captures this moment perfectly. It's not about leaving, it's about not losing control. That's why this conversation matters so much, because late career transitions don't always happen on our timeline. And when they begin, people need more than reassurance. They need clarity. They need to understand where they stand and what their options are and how to move with intention. Not based on fear, not based on guesswork, but based on understanding where you stand. If work has felt different recently, that doesn't mean something is wrong, but it may mean it's time to take a closer look at your positions, your flexibility, and your timing, because clarity is what allows confidence to return. Transitions like this don't always announce themselves, like I mentioned before, but they do show up. And when they do, being prepared makes all the difference. Please like and subscribe and share this episode with someone who may be experiencing this right now. And remember to be financially prepared for today and the uncertainties of tomorrow.